Hello guys, welcome back to Bradster Vlogs. Today we're going to be doing redrawing the world map again. And you might be wondering to yourself, why again? It's just because that I was rewatching the first episode today, and I woke up this morning, and I was like, I can do better. It's just because I was really new to paint at that time of recording that. I would use it like maybe 3 times before recording that. So I thought, why don't I do it again, but better? A lot of the states are going to be the exact same. I'm going to try to include as much of the world as physically possible in one video. So if this video is an hour long, I'm sorry, but I want to make like an hour long, or it doesn't have to be an hour long, but I'm just going to try to do it in the shortest amount of time I can. But then, and make it better. So let's start. A lot of the states are going to be the same. So we're going to do the same thing we did with the Texas state in the video, but we're also going to include parts of Arkansas. See, I accidentally messed up the border and added parts of Mississippi in there. I'm going to add Arkansas in there too. And also all of New Mexico. And all of the Mexican states. I'm sorry, I still don't know the Mexican state names. So I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone that lives in Mexico or lived in Mexico. I'm sorry, I just don't know any Mexican state names. And now that I know how to fill on paint, I can actually do this. And then I can just clean up the borders, which is much easier than having to take 10 minutes just drawing the whole thing in. So much easier. There we go. Texas state, consisting of northern Mexico and the southern United States. Next up, we're going to be doing South state, a state consisting of a lot of states, like states in the dead South or something. Was it dead South or something? It was something along the lines of that. No, it's deep South, not dead South. In the deep South of the United States. So it was in the deep South of the United States. And now we're going to get this all done like this, and then like this, and then like this. Perfect. There we go. It'll consist of Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, both Carolinas, and Virginia. This is what the state will look like. Now let's draw it in with color. I like to do them in color just so it looks nicer. It just looks nicer with color. We can actually like tell them apart. There we go. And now we're gonna do Caribbean state again. This time it's gonna be better than before. I'm gonna start by first just drawing in all of Cuba. Like this. And then Jamaica. And the Dominican Republic, Haiti, the Bahamas, the Florida Keys. These little islands of Mexico again. Still don't know their names. These little islands next to Belize. I think this is a Costa Rica. Yeah, this is Costa Rica or something. Island. Then we'll include Puerto Rico, all the Virgin Islands, the Antigua or something. Antigua and Barbuda. Dominica, Montanique. Then there's Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, the Dutch West Indies. I think that's what they're called, the Dutch West Indies. Then St. Martin, and all these little Caribbean islands. Like, I knew all their names except for like a few of them, so that's why I just, yeah. And there we go, that's our Caribbean nation. And I'm actually also going to include Bermuda, just because it'll look nice here. And next up, Yucatan. The Yucatan Peninsula made entirely in this. It is an independent nation, not part of Mexico. Its border is gonna start over here. It's also going to end right here. So it's gonna engulf all the Yucatan Peninsula. These two provinces are something of Mexico: Belize, Guatemala, and El Salvador. And that'll be its border. And then it'll be in brown. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. I think that looks really nice, actually. Like, Yucatan nation. I think it was a nation at some point in time, but I guess it'll be a better one this time. Next up, we're going to do Cascadia again. And I when I rewatched the original video, I said Ohio instead of Idaho. I said Ohio. And I don't know why I said Ohio, because Ohio is all the way over here on the other side of the United States. I don't know why I said Ohio, but I guess I just accidentally Ohio came out. I don't know how that came out of my mouth, but for some reason it was Ohio. Is the country I thought of. Is the state I thought of. Okay, so this Cascadia will consist of British Columbia, this little island of British Columbia, southern Alaska, Idaho, Oregon, and Washington. Now let's erase the started the hiccups. Erase the borders. And now that we've gotten that all done, we can move on. Next up, the New England state. Not a state, it's New England country. It consists of New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, the capital DC, Maryland, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and this little part of Quebec, all together to make up New England, the state, which I think looks really nice. Next up, I'm going to give Quebec independence. I don't know why, I just kind of want to. I'm going to give them all of Newfoundland and Labrador, this little French territory, and these little islands right around here, and Greenland. There it is. The Quebec Empire. And I guess they finally got their independence, so I guess that's nice. Then we're going to start Canadian Freezing Land. I'm going to call it that. It's not actually its name. I'm just going to call it that for now, because I'm still thinking of a name for it. Since it'll consist of all the lands in Canada that are like freezing cold. Like, no one lives here. Like Nunavut, Northwest Territories, Yukon, and what's left of Alaska. And these islands. The Nunavut Islands. Like this. I mean, at least they actually have like a bigger population now. Now they're all one country. Next up, I'm going to make the Great Lakes state. It will consist of West Virginia, even though it's not even touching it. Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota, and Ontario. Which means that Ottawa will fall into the hands of this state and probably become the state's capital. And then California state again. This time it's going to be better. It'll be in lime. It'll consist of California, Hawaii, Baja California, this Mexican territory, Arizona, Utah, and Nevada. All in one country. There we go. I think that's all for North America. It's only 11 minutes into a video. Wow. And this is how I'll leave North America. Let me just get rid of all of these little borders to make up Mexico again. This is what's left of Mexico. Just that. That's all that's left of it. And this is what's left of the United States. Just the Dakotas, Montana, Colorado, Wyoming, Kansas, Missouri, Idaho, and Nebraska. And what's left of Canada is just Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and let me think, what's the other one? Let me go look at my map on the wall. It's Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Alberta. And that's all that's left of Canada. There we go. North America has been officially fixed. Now let's go on to Europe. And I'm skipping South America, but I'll save that till later. In Europe, we have some big work to do. In Europe, we'll start by Iberian Union. It'll be in Spain. It'll consist of Spain, Portugal, Morocco, even though it's not part of the Iberian Peninsula, and then the Azores, this other island chain, and the Canaries, along with this part of Algeria, which would kind of make sense because Morocco was also part of the Spanish Africa, and still is, kind of, because there's still Spanish claim. Next up, we're going to do this area. I think there was a name for this area. The Benelux. I think it was Benelux or something. It'll consist of the Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, and these areas of France and Germany. All wrapped up and made into the Benelux country. Yeah, Benelux. I think that was it. The Benelux country, which I think is a decent sized country. Next up, Scandinavia, which will consist of Estonia, just because they've been wanting to get into Nordic for a while now. They're just gonna do it anyway. Finland, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Svalbard, which is this island of Norway, the Faroe Islands, and Iceland. I would include Greenland, but it's already part of the Quebec. Also, this island of Scotland. Cascadia. Now let me just erase the border. I think that's actually another, like, that'd probably be like a regional power in Europe. That'd be like a regional power. Considering that it is, it'd probably be like rich in fish and stuff. If you heard that crack, that was my fingers. I cracked my knuckles. Next up, I know this would never work in real life, but Balkan nation. It'll consist of Greece, the Istanbul part of Turkey, Bulgaria, Romania, Moldova, Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia, Montenegro, Kosovo, Macedonia, Albania, and Hungary. I know Hungary and Moldova are technically not part of the Balkans. They'll be in here anyway, just because it'll give it more of a more like size. It'll give it a better size. Next up, I'm going to unite all of the European states. I'm not going to add Russia in there, but just the Soviet European states, which consists of Ukraine. Oh, that's the wrong color. Oh no, I'm running out of colors. Ukraine, Belarus, Latvia, Lithuania. Oh, I said that backward. And Kaliningrad, Russia, even though that's technically part of Russia, but it's not going to be all of Russia. And Poland. Even though Poland wasn't part of the Soviet Union, it was part of, I think, like a Soviet protectorate states of Europe. I would also include Estonia, but they're already part of the Nordic area. Next up is, I think this is fine in Europe. I think that's good. Next up, we're going to go to the Middle East in this area. Next up, we're going to make the Caucasus Mountain Nation. It'll consist of this part of southern Russia, this part of Turkey, this part of like eastern Turkey, this part of northern Iran, Azerbaijan, Armenia, Georgia, and that's it. The Caucasus Mountain Nation. Which I think that would be a pretty decent sized country. It's around the same size as a little bit bigger than the Benelux countries, but around the same size as Iberian Union or Balkan nation. Next up in Arabia, they will be, I think that's actually good for Arabia, except for this. I'm just gonna, that might offend some people, but I just want that. So I'm gonna keep it like that. Next up, I'm going to be doing the Indian Peninsula. Not Indian, I think. Like so basically British Raj again, but more. It'll consist of Sri Lanka, India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, send it backward again, Pakistan, and the Maldives, and also Myanmar. And that is what it will consist of, which I think is pretty decent as a country. It's a pretty decent size for a country. Actually, that's giant. They probably have around the same size population as China. Next up, Indochina, which will consist of Malaysia, Brunei, Borneo and Sumatra, along with Java, islands of Indonesia, Singapore, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, and the Philippines, and also this island of China. All made into one nation, which is great for, like, I guess, like, for power in this area, but yeah, that's around it. Next up, Oceanic Union. Oceanic Union consists of Australia, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, the Indonesia's New Guinea, Timor-Leste or East Timor, the rest of Timor, these islands of Indonesia, and that's it. I think that's a pretty good country. That's like a whole continent just wrapped up into one country. Okay, now we gotta do South America and Africa, which are the only two areas left. Oh, I forgot to do this. Stan Nation. Also, that would never work in real life, but I wanted to do it anyway. Consists of Afghanistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and Kazakhstan. I would include Pakistan, but they are already part of British Raj. I guess it would just be Raj. It wouldn't even be British. Yeah, it would just be Raj. I'll just erase this lake just so it looks bigger. And that's it. That's it for Asia. And now Africa. First up, Southern African Union. It will consist of South Africa, Lesotho, Swaziland, or Eswatini. I like to still call it Swaziland. Madagascar, Comoros, Mauritius, and the Seychelles. Mozambique, Malawi, Zambia, Angola, Namibia, Botswana, and Zimbabwe. That was always so fun to say. Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe. Yeah, that was always such a fun word to say. Zimbabwe. Next up is this nation. I don't have a name for it, so you're gonna have to name it in the comments. It'll consist of Nigeria, Benin, Togo, Ghana, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Guinea-Bissau, Senegal, Gambia, Mali, and Cape Verde. Which I think that would probably be like one of the wealthiest. That would probably like either be like the wealthiest or like the second wealthiest country in Africa, either above Egypt or behind Egypt. That's it for Africa, actually. There's not really much you can really do with Africa. That's really good, actually. Now, finally, South America. First, I'm gonna make long Chile. They're already long, since they are known for being a very long country. I'm gonna make them longer, just like I did in my other video. Long Chile will become longer Chile. This is how big it will be. It'll consist of all of this land, becoming longer Chile. It'll consist of the coasts of Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, and the southern part of Panama. All wrapped up into one nation. This is crazy because Chile is mostly already just coast. So now they're all coast. Like now they take the entire South American coast. Most of the South American coast. Mostly just this side, but yeah. They stretch from Punta Arenas or something. Punta Punta or Ares or something. It's like the biggest, the southernmost city with a population over like 100,000 or something, and all the way stretching all the way up to the Darien Gap in Panama, which is really good. Next up, this I'm gonna do the same thing with South America as I did in the other video. Just French Guiana, Suriname, Guyana, and Venezuela. What's left of Colombia and Ecuador. I'm just gonna throw in some other stuff, but it's this area country. I'm sorry I haven't named it yet, but it's just this area. Like I don't know what this area is called. Where Guyana, Suriname, French Guiana. I don't know what to call that, so I'm just gonna let you decide what I name it. Well, I'll see you guys next time. This is my world. My fixing the world map video. And I got this done in 26 minutes. Which is really good, but it's actually like really late. It's not late, but I mean it's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock already. I think I started recording like, I don't know, at 4:30. So yeah. I guess I'll see you next time. Bye guys. Bradster out.